everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build video on my channel. My name is Ashley for those of you who have not met me yet, and I do Sims 4 base game speed build videos on my channel on Mondays, and I do city living apartment renovations on my channel on Thursdays. So welcome if you're new. So today we are building a kind of cozy beach cottage home. So I mentioned in my past couple build videos that I always do really large homes, and I don't do them on purpose. Definitely not on purpose. I kind of build the house, and then I realize when I take the walls down and go to furnish the interior that the house is massive and it takes hours and hours and hours. So this week I especially tried to make my house really small. So I tried to make a kind of cottagey home. So this still took me about 2 hours, which is really good because my other builds have taken me, around 6 hours. So this was definitely a lot better. But this time I really made a conscious effort to make a small home and kind of a cottagey home. So this is kind of my take on a small beach cottage. So let me know what you guys think of these kind of smaller homes. They're more like starter homes, but not really starter homes because they're still really expensive. But this house can only fit 1 or 2 Sims. So if you're kind of starting out with a new Sim or new generation or something like that, then this home would be perfect for your one single Sim or a couple or something like that. So not a family home for sure. So this cottage is on a 30 by 20 lot and it costs around 80,000 simoleons, so it's still a little bit more on the expensive side, and it has 1 bedroom and 1 bathroom, and it can fit 2 Sims or 1 Sim, 1 or 2 Sims, your choice. So because this was a kind of beachy cottage home, I wanted to make the interior really bright and really colorful. So you'll see I do that with the walls and stuff like that. And you guys know me, I don't usually use a lot of color in my builds. In fact, I tend to stay more on the neutral side and more on the muted side. So this time it was a little bit different. I definitely made the whole build a little bit brighter. And the other thing I kind of enjoyed about making this tiny home was the fact that I didn't really have to think much about the floor planning. Since the home is kind of like a box, as you can see, there really wasn't a lot I could do with the floor planning, so I didn't really have to spend as much time kind of floor planning and sectioning things out like that. So this video is going to be a super quick one, so I don't want to drag my intro on for too long. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to leave a comment down below if you like these small cottagey home builds like this, or if you prefer me to do kind of massive family homes. Let me know exactly what you want to see in the comment section down below, and I really hope you enjoy the video. Okay, you guys, so in my last video, not my last build video, but my last renovation video on Thursday, the Love It or List It video of 920 Medina, somebody left a comment and it said, like if you want to see more Jen stories. And it got quite a few likes. So I hear you guys. I see you. So I thought that this video I would come at you guys with another Jen story just right off the bat, because I don't want to run out of time. Since this is kind of a short video, I want to make sure that I have enough time to explain the entire story for you guys. So if you haven't watched my last video, you should go check it out, because that is the first part of the story. So this is a continuation of my kind of Jen saga. So Jen, she is, or she was, my roommate in university. So obviously I don't live with her anymore. I'm not in university anymore. So she was my roommate. It was me and 3 other girls who all lived together in an apartment, and she was the 4th one. So all of us didn't really like Jen. So there are a couple of reasons why we don't like her, and I've already told that in past videos. So like I said, go check out my last video on Thursday if you want to kind of hear a recap. But basically, we didn't like her. And today I'm going to share with you another reason why we didn't like her. And this was kind of, I guess, a turning point in our relationship, I suppose. So today's story is a very crucial one. And it plays a big part in the rest of the stories that I have to tell later on. So besides Jen, we had another roommate, and she was actually my really good friend. We were best friends in university, and I guess still today, I guess. So our rooms were next to each other, and we would hang out with each other pretty much every single day, like friends do. You live together, you're going to hang out with each other all the time. So oftentimes we would go into each other's rooms and play music and just kind of hang out with each other, you know, sit on the bed or at the desk and kind of just chill, go on your phone, do homework, whatever, and just play music and just chill, you know, like what friends do. If you've ever gone over to your friend's house, that's probably what you're going to do. You're going to listen to music in someone's room and just kind of hang out and do whatever. And that was kind of our daily life. And we did that every day. And I don't even know why I'm explaining it so much. Like, you guys get the picture, right? It's just normal hanging out. I don't know why it needs to be explained. So, we were doing that one day. And keep in mind here that I lived in university housing. So it was like housing that was regulated by the university. It wasn't like we were just renting a random apartment. It was through the university, so everything was kind of assigned to us, and it was really, had a lot of rules. So one day we were just hanging out, doing the same old thing that we always do, and then I hear a really loud, kind of stern knocking on the door. So I go and open the door, and it turns out it's one of the resident advisors. So they're kind of like people that live there too, but they're maybe a bit older, and they kind of like uphold any rules, or if anyone has any issues, they try and help them kind of resolve the issues and that kind of thing. So he shows up and he says, like, hello, you have received a noise complaint, so we'd like to ask you to please keep it down. And I was so confused because I'm thinking, like, what do you mean noise complaint? We weren't having a party. Usually noise complaints are for when you're having like a really rowdy party and, you know, it's just so loud and everyone can hear it down the hallway and everywhere. But no, we were just having a chill kind of hangout session in our room. So I don't know how anyone could have possibly heard the music coming out from outside of our door into someone else's apartment. So I kind of poked my head outside my door to kind of look around to see if there's anyone outside, and I'm like, oh, okay. I was really confused. Me and my friend were really confused because we weren't making a lot of noise. We weren't having a party at all. And then all of a sudden, Jen comes walking down the hallway and up to the door and greets the resident advisor, and he goes, oh, are you Jen? And she goes, yes. And he says, yes, Jen has put in the complaint. And at this point, my like jaw just drops, and me and my friend are just so confused because we're like, wait, we got a noise complaint from somebody who lives in the same apartment as us? Like, because normally noise complaints are coming from other apartment units that are maybe on your floor or from another floor because you're so loud that your noise is seeping through the walls and disturbing everyone else who lives on your floor. But you don't, you know, file noise complaints for people within your own apartment, you know? I just didn't understand. I was like, wait a minute. We got a noise complaint from someone who lives with us? Usually, if you have a noise complaint with someone that you live with, you generally just walk up to their face and say, hey, please keep it down, or something like that. Yeah, I was just completely dumbfounded by the situation. I was like, okay. I didn't really know how to respond because I was just completely confused. So at this point, I don't even look at the guy anymore. I turn my head right to Jen and I say, you want us to keep it down? And she goes, yes. Because if you want someone to keep it down, like, you don't call the resident advisor, you just go to their face like a normal human being. And then I kind of said, okay, why didn't you just tell us? And then the resident advisor kind of butts in and says, oh, she says that she has asked you multiple times and this is not a new thing. It happens all the time and she asks you and you guys ignore her. And at this point, I was like, wait a minute. What? She has never spoken to us ever about anything, pretty much. She barely talks to us. Yet she has the audacity to go to this resident advisor and say that she always asks us to keep it down and we ignore her. And the reason why I was especially angry at this situation is because since we do live in university housing, if you get enough kind of complaints, you get kind of strikes on your profile. And if you get enough strikes, like 3 strikes or something, they kick you out because you can't, that's just how it works. So if we keep getting these complaints, we're going to get strikes on our profile and then we can get kicked out of our housing. when we didn't do anything wrong. So at this point, I realized, like, oh man, this girl is a snake, and she is trying to get us kicked out of our own apartment. So, because we didn't do anything, and she never asked us to keep it down. So at this point, I was like, oh, I see how it is, Jennifer. Like, this is war. This is complete war. Because she was legitimately trying to get us kicked out for no reason, and she was completely flat out lying to the guy and telling him that we were ignoring her requests, when really, she has never spoken to us, really. So this was a very pivotal moment in the Jen saga because it completely shifted our perspective on the situation. Because before, we were kind of like, you know what, she's crazy, she's gross, she's dangerous, she's a complete weirdo, but we're gonna deal with it because we are civilized human beings. But now, when we realized that she was trying to shove us under the bus and get us kicked out of our own house, this is when we realized, like, okay, I see how it is, Jennifer. We are not going down without a fight. And yeah, that kind of sets us up for the rest of the stories regarding Jen. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. Let me know down below if you want to hear the rest of the story in my next video. Also, as objective viewers, I want you guys to give me your opinion on this whole Jen story and where you stand in this kind of situation. And also, I want to know your ideas for what you think her motive was for wanting to kick us out of our own apartment, because that is just plain mean. She was definitely a weird person, but I didn't realize that she was a mean person. Well, that concludes our cozy cottage home build today, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked what you saw today, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below what you thought about it. And if this is our first time meeting, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to be friends or if you want to see more weekly Sims 4 base game build videos. I upload these videos once per week at the same time every week, so I will see you guys all next week. Bye, everybody!